Video, we're discussing the particulars of market entry. This week, I assigned you a number of readings on both market entry and game theory, and you might be wondering, what are the connections between these two topics? Why are we talking about game theory now? Well, game theory is the study of interactions between two or more players in a situation containing set rules and outcomes. It's used in a number of different disciplines. We're applying game theory that was developed primarily in microeconomics to understand why decision makers do what they do. For us, it's especially relevant right now because game theory helps us to understand our competitors' actions and reactions. In markets where there are few competitors and where competitors behave rationally, game theory can help you to interpret how your competitor will react. So essentially, we are talking about game theory because your decisions don't get made in a vacuum. Your competitors will react to whatever you do, especially if you're entering a new market and invading their turf. So today we are really focused on one question, which is, if a new player enters a market, will existing players accommodate or retaliate that new player? So let's start with an example. In most markets, there are different types of customers. Some care more about quality, some care more about price. You have your Walmart shoppers and your Neiman Marcus shoppers, and these groups may not have a lot of overlap, but they're all shopping, right? As a company, you have to decide where to produce on that trade-off between price and quality, right? So you could produce a high-quality product at a high price, a medium-quality product at a medium price, a low-quality product at a low price. There are some other combinations that are a little less standard, but let's limit our thoughts to these for now. So imagine there are 10 customers in this market. Each customer is one of two types that have different values for different levels of quality. So type 2 values quality more than type 1. Type 1 are your thrifty shoppers who care more about price. So both customers are willing to pay $20 for a medium quality good. There are 8 customers of type 2, those that care about quality, and those ones will only pay $10 for the lower quality good. There are 2 customers of type 1, those are your thrifty shoppers, and they don't care much about quality, so they'll pay $15 for a low quality good. Essentially, they're willing to pay more for the low quality good because that price is still less than what they'd have to pay for a medium quality good, and they don't really differentiate between the low and the medium quality good. So now you must decide which good to produce. It costs more to produce the higher quality good. It costs $10 per unit, let's say, to produce this medium quality good, and $5 per unit to produce this low quality good. If you're having trouble following along with these numbers, feel free to pause the video and write them down at any point. So if you sold a medium quality good for $18, everyone would purchase it, both the type 2 customers and the type 1 customers, because they all value that good at $20. So you would make $8 because we're taking the price minus your marginal cost on your sales, and that leads you to an $80 profit. Now imagine if you sold a low quality good for $11. Only those type 1 thrifty shoppers would be willing to purchase it because their willingness to pay is greater than the price. So you would make $6. That's taking that price, $11, minus your cost to produce the good, $5. And you would only sell to those 2 customers, those type 1 customers, and there's only 2 of them, so that's a $12 profit. So if you were a monopolist, you had no competitors in this market, where would you price? Your highest profit comes from a medium quality good at $20 because that gives you $100 of profit. Both the type 1 and type 2 customers will enjoy this good and be willing to pay $20. Now let's imagine a more realistic scenario where you're entering a new market, but there's already an incumbent in the market that's pricing at $20 for a medium good. How should you enter the market? Should you face that incumbent head on and also charge $20 for a medium quality good? Or should you pursue some other strategy? So we're assuming the incumbent can react to whatever pricing decisions you make or entry decisions you make. So if you choose one price, they can react and change their price afterwards. You could try to sell that medium price good for $19, so undercut that incumbent on price, but the incumbent will respond by dropping their price probably to $18.99 or something just marginally lower than the price you've charged. This, in reality, could lead to a price war where neither of you end up having profits. So direct attack leads to retaliation. Now, imagine that incumbent is still producing a medium quality good, still charging $20, and you were to enter the market selling a low quality good. So you're differentiated from the incumbent. How would you price that low quality good? So consider pricing at $14.99 to steal those value-focused customers. Those are the thrifty shoppers, the type ones who are willing to pay $15 for the low-quality good. You're providing 1 cent of benefit for these customers because you're charging less than their willingness to pay. So if they went and bought that medium quality good at $20, they'd have no benefit because that's their exact willingness to pay. So you're likely to win over those two customers. But the incumbent might retaliate by changing the price of their medium quality good. By reducing that price just by 2 cents, they're now giving more benefit to both those customers of type 1 and type 2, and they'd keep all the customers. So once again, it is in the incumbent's best interest to retaliate instead of accommodate your entry, so your profit will be 0. Now consider if you entered the market offering your low quality good at $10 to steal value-focused customers. So once again, then you're focusing on those thrifty customers who are willing to pay more than the $10. You are providing $5 of value to those type 1 customers. So your incumbent might retaliate by setting the price at $14.99 and keep all the customers, accommodate, keep the price and lose 2 customers. And if you think about what the trade-offs your customer is facing, if they retaliate and set a price at $14.99 to keep all the customers, they have 10 customers and they're making $4.99 per customer, so $49 roughly. If they accommodate, they lose 2 customers, but they're still making $10 per customer on those 8 remaining customers. So in this case, it's actually better off for the incumbent to accommodate, not retaliate. Your profit as a newcomer are those 2 thrifty customers times $5 per customer, and so you make a $10 profit. But can you do better? Consider now that you're entering the market, once again, low quality good, same assumptions as before, at a price of $12. You're now providing $3 of value to these customers. So the incumbent's choice is to retaliate, set a price at $16.99, keep all the customers, and make 10 times $6.99, or $69 roughly, or accommodate, keep the price, lose 2 customers, and they still make $80. Once again, they're better off accommodating, there's no price war, and you make $14 of profit. So that's an improvement over the last scenario where you were making $10 of profit. So to summarize, to enter a new market, you must pursue a strategy and positioning that is different than the incumbent already in the market. Focus on a segment of the market with relatively few customers, so target a niche, and price such that it is not worth it for the incumbent to fight back for customers. This works best in an industry where it is difficult for the incumbent to produce low quality products or a product similar to yours as well. And so there you have it, a rather stylized example of how to enter a new market. For those of you who are not used to mathematical or economic logic, the readings this week do a pretty good job of laying this out in a more qualitative way.